Now that it's been some time, let's talk about the ending of Peacemaker Season 2 and how it sets up the larger DCU. Let's recap! So, at the end of Peacemaker Season 2, after Chris finally comes to his senses, the team decides to put Vigilante's blood money to good use and fund an organization, Checkmate. A final montage plays next to a much longer version of the intro song. Everything seemed to end on a happy note. That was until Chris, on his way back to the motel, gets abducted by Argus, and Rick Flag Sr. sends him away to the Salvation Dimension for some so-called testing. Now, that was quite the way to end things. Still, not really fun of how James Gunn ended the series, but as he promised, he did set up the plans for the larger DCU, so there are things that we can take from this at least. Salvation, for starters, looks to be the larger story of the DCU. As James Gunn mentioned, he took inspiration from the Salvation Run comics for the series finale and also for his wider DCU plans. In that comic run, Amanda Waller and Rick Flag round up a bunch of criminals and send them to a distant planet where they have to fight for dominance and survive. The same thing here looks to be happening for the DCU, where it's looking like in a bunch of the other projects, Lex Luthor and Rick Flag Sr. behind the scenes will be rounding up a bunch of villains and metahumans and sending them into the Salvation Dimension for imprisonment. Looks like also along that line, Lex Luthor himself will get thrown in there, and that then sets the stages for Man of Tomorrow. Then in the film, Lex Luthor and Superman will be teaming up to save the captured and along the line face a much larger threat, that likely being Brainiac. Now, I'm still kinda lost on how he's connected to the Salvation plans, but from what James Gunn is teasing, it does seem likely Brainiac's gonna be the villain. I mean, who else is strong enough for Superman and Lex Luthor to team up? I can also see here with Checkmate now being an established group in the DCU, they could behind the scenes also be monitoring Argus throughout the other projects, and in Man of Tomorrow, they could be the one alerting Superman and the other heroes of the Salvation plans. That does seem likely to be the case. After all, they made Checkmate to stop Argus, so that's likely to happen. And I wasn't a fan of the finale, but I have to say, I see big potential in this Salvation story. It feels fresh, unique, and different than anything we've ever seen, the DCEU or even Marvel. So I'm pretty interested to see what comes out of this, but what are y'all thoughts about this? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, I'll catch you on the next video. Peace!